Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another round in the Azure Dreams Random Toolkit Tournament. And I'm Lady Demi. With me today will be Shawnee, and we are watching Baldwin versus Septictank. You see this on the screen. We're getting pretty late into the tournament, and so all runners at this point are really good. For those of you unfamiliar, Azure Dreams is a PlayStation 1 roguelike game. You have a mystery dungeon sort of style dungeon with 40 floors. You have familiars you can use to boost up your own strengths or do the fighting for you, or a number of interesting things. And we have a race format of going as far as they can, as fast as they can within an hour. Whoever manages to get up to the highest or first in their one shot per best of 3 ends up winning.
Yeah. And that's going to be a very interesting race. Have you taken bets on what monsters we're doing or getting?
Nope, I haven't. Though we do see Revenant Chat supplying a suggestion, because what monster they get to begin with will be randomized. That is the format here.
Yeah, and that's actually a weird thing, because there's also a random element as well, so it's not something that the racers will particularly be good with.
Well, it could be something that they're good with, or it could be something that's not as good. It's one of those things. We don't really know yet what will be behind it, and so I suppose the advantage of something like that with Azure Dreams is that Azure Dreams is kind of random enough, and the rest of the tower is normal, that there's an extent to which most of their play... Oh, it's a Naples.
We got another Naples. That's great. So that's going to be, what is it? It's going to be normally a fire mixture spell that it normally unlocks. So it's going to be a projectile one, and we don't know what its element is quite yet.
Yeah. We've seen quite a few Naples calls. We finally started actually seeing Napleses. I think they're cute. They're kind of like grumpy little Nessies. It's a fun land. Their
portraits are weird, though. When we were ranking the familiars, I actually did not realize what they looked like. So we have an iron sword and a live shield and a binding ball. Okay.
And that looks to be the vanilla fire Naples. I missed the menuing to be really sure about that.
I think it is.
Orange can be either a Manara, huh? Not very good, really.
No.
Not very useful. They're not terrible as your starter in this format, because they have the spell unlocked, but as an egg they don't offer very much, if anything.
Yeah, and we're gonna see so the items that they're gonna find, you can see here, the layout is completely similar. All the items are the same, all the enemy placements are going to be the same. What's going to differ is how the runners are going to play differently. One can go left, one can go right, one can cause a death because of that, and one can find the elevator quickly.
Right, and it is worth noting that while enemy placements are the same, that's their starting places on spawn-in, not necessarily where the enemies will be, because the players' different actions will produce some slightly different results.
And
in where they go.
Although having mixture of fire magic is really nice, because it's going to be basically Queenie with a little bit lower MP at this point, but you can't pick up Queenie either. So it's going to be a very forced kind of thing. Okay, Septic. Okay, I was going to say he's got to deal with the troll eventually.
Right.
Or not,
it's very possible that he could have avoided it entirely. I don't think that's what's going to happen, but it could have.
Yeah, and this is a juggernaut of a match, too, between Septic and Baldwin. So I'm kind of placing bets on Baldwin, but at the same time, Septic has been practicing a lot the last couple days, too. So
right. Hey, we saw, I think Septic doing a lot of practicing before the tournament as well, though maybe I'm getting a little confused. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. In this sense, I think that Naples is familiar enough that specifically practicing this format versus just having a wealth of experience with any percent probably amounts to very similar.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing is this tournament is this is the same seed, which is made possible by our wonderful programmer, who doesn't care if you use. Actually, he does actually care if you use the wrong version of there. I actually asked him, but he is actually a programmer. But yeah, if you go to adrando.com, you'll see how many features there are. We're using very limited in this random toolkit tournament, but
right, they can do some crazy stuff. It could be a very randomized tower, but
it could be all one-room floors.
It could be all one-room floors. There could be 20 items, and that's all you get. There's a lot of things the randomizer can do.
Mm-hmm.
But we're just changing the first 5 items and the starting familiar into a different but equivalent set of items.
Yeah, which is
equivalent.
Yeah, I think the medicinal herb is always guaranteed, though. That's the one that is.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's the thing is it's. If we were to randomize the herbs, it would be a lot quicker deaths in some runs because you don't want a herb that restores defense power.
Right.
You don't want a herb that Hazard herb has some purpose.
If you run into a troll, what happened? Into a flame as your first opponent monster, then normally that's going to require you using some resource. If your spell ball isn't good and you don't have any sort. Oh yeah, Septictank hit a warp trap, and it's, I think, set their map list to go away safe to stay where they are, but it's weird that, the doorway, I see. The doorway prevented the flame from seeing the necklace.
Yeah, which is door frames actually. When Chai was showing me the tile data with the program that they use with that, we kind of figured out how the automata fruit glitch works, and how you're basically erasing. Oh, there we go. Baldwin found it as well, but different location. That's a lot farther away.
One thing, I think it's no, it's not. It's just a very similar room that also has a decurse scroll. This floor has 2 of them. One thing worth noting is that it looks like that flame might end up doing something different here, because that necklace was still in a doorway, just from a different angle. That's interesting. Because Septictank took a turn before putting the necklace on AI1, and I was thinking that would end up making a difference, but it ended up not, just from a different direction.
Oh, Septic found a steel sword, so he has a guaranteed victory, according to Fee. So the thing is with the warp traps is, like I said before, everything is the same placement, the same traps are going to be on the same floors, but just if they were to do everything exactly the same, the game would play out the same. But if one goes left and one goes right, the RNG is automatically different. So sometimes, we have a water napless, I think, on Septic side.
Yep, they found a stream wand on the previous floor, so that's a good setup for Septic.
Yeah, so the way the wands work, we'll touch on that briefly, is if you have basically, it's like Pokemon, same type attack bonus. If you have the same type of wand as your mixture magic, you get a giant increase in damage output.
This
Problem
applies
is
to elemental swords too.
Yeah, but the wand also gives its own bonus too, so it's a little bit better. But at the same time, you're going to be so weak by the top of a tower that you're not going to be able to slug it out, and they're going to be able to 2-shot you anyway. Because the tower's just mean and Ko's weak.
That about covers it. With a very strong monster, you could have a bit of a better chance. If you've got a specialist, more or less.
Yeah.
Say, an Arachne at a good level can still more or less have control over everything. Or at least reasonable enough that occasionally fighting won't destroy you.
Mm-hmm.
But that napless is not necessarily going to do that, though they are exceptionally tanky.
Yeah, and that's actually the thing is, I believe naplesses actually have a double HP trait in them.
Yep.
And because of that, obviously, they have double HP. Spoilers. But the thing is, you can also fuse this napless into a hatched egg later. and give whatever you hatch, like a block or arachne or whatever, double HP.
Right, and that has some good potential to it.
Yeah, and I like that because obviously Naplises are only good for so long as they have MP. But let's say if you found the water spider or arachne, there's a slime trap. That's a mean placement for it, right before the elevator. But like if you found the arachne, you would be able to give it double HP, which is normally a frail monster. All of a sudden, having double HP and double attack, it's one actual monster at that point. Like it's not going to die, and you can use it. Yeah.
Baldwin here running into a little something of trouble as we enter these water floors, not having changed setups in the same way. Enemies are going to be a bit more troublesome for Baldwin. Now, as Poulet is pointing out in chat, this could end up being to Septic Tank's detriment if Septic Tank spends too long exploring for too little profit and Baldwin gets to go fast.
Yep.
That's not an impossible outcome, but we don't know if that's necessarily going to happen just based on what the tower is looking like today.
Yeah, and this is the thing which Septic is just literally booking it for their tower right now, probably wanting to get to those fire floors, get away from the clowns and stuff like that. Then you get volcanoes and griffins that you can potentially get for good experience, and go from there.
Yeah, that seems a pretty plausible course of action.
Bye, U-boat.
Waiting in the doorway for that U-boat to exit. No one wants to deal with U-boats.
Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah. Sorry, to touch on what I was saying before, is when Chai was showing me the tile data, door frames are actually programmed differently. Like, if there's nothing in the space, it's 0, 0, 0, 0. If Ko is there, it's 0, 1, 0, 0. And if you have an enemy monster on a location, it's like 0, 1, 0, 1. And the way it works is when you pick up a monster, which is easily liftable and feed a ton of fruit, both the values are on top of each other, and you change a friendly monster into technically an enemy or a different form, and you're making yourself 0, 0, 0, 0, like an empty tile, which is why enemies can walk on you and do other things like that. And door frames have their own little value to them.
That's interesting. I sort of assumed they were just hallways.
Nope, hallways actually
not.
Yes, thank you, Chai. But yeah, I think I got way too many zeros and ones. Okay, whatever. Ooh, we got a prison trap, and okay, that should be fine. I don't think the troll of the bowgun's going to be too much of a problem for the water Naples. But
yeah, I think this will be okay.
I think okay. That's okay. That's a lot in terms of paralysis. Oh, there we go.
Yep, let's see what.
Still 39.
Is holding up.
Still 39 life.
Tanky.
And just goes away from a bomb.
Well,
yeah. But...
Septic Tank just picking up and throwing the clown, just not dealing with it. I think that's pretty reasonable. Clowns are pretty frail when you've got a fire monster, but when you've got a water monster, not so much.
Yeah, no, they actually hurt quite a bit. Normally, they're actually the source of experience when you have a fire monster, so Baldwin will probably go after the Dreamins and Clowns, while Septic should have backed up one more step to get the height advantage. But he probably can...
Yeah.
Actually might be less than a 2-shot. Yeah, it's going to be a 3-shot to get rid of the Griffin. So...
Griffins are pretty tough. They are, like, unfairly tough. They are inherently a bit of a difficulty spike. Like U-boats in that sense.
And Krakens and Vipers.
Right. Some monsters are difficulty spikes all by themselves.
Yeah. There's no one in the community who wants to fight a U-boat. No matter what type you are or whatever, unless you have a cloud and they're 8 spaces away, it's just not worth it.
I can think of a few other things that would make finding a U-boat okay, but yeah, if you're fair fight against a U-boat, you don't want to be doing that. They're very good friends. They've got such toothy smiles.
Yeah. They're also, their mixture magic is extremely powerful for clearing out rooms. It's slow, but it does hit a lot of enemies. It also can soft lock the game, so be careful. This game is perfectly programmed. Oh, go up trap. Goodbye.
Looks like there will be no blue collar for Septic Tank.
Also, I realize we're actually on the wrong audio here. Give me a sec here. Because Septic is clearly in the lead now.
Yep.
But,
It's a pretty nice lead, but not insurmountable. They've both been making a pretty good pace. Septic at like a 1 floor a minute pace, which is certainly nothing to sneeze at. We have been seeing some manically fast times this tournament.
Yeah, and we have a binding ball. Paralysis is such a weird thing. Oh, he's actually going to try to kill it. That's a lot of MP dedicated there. Like, I would just do what Septic was doing, just pick it up and just huck it.
I suppose once you've gotten it paralyzed, you figure you might as well. But yeah, that is a reasonable bit of MP.
Yeah. So, is there actually... Can you hear Septic's audio?
No, I cannot.
Okay, well, give me a sec here. I will just ping.
That cure-all herb could be nice depending on what's around the corner. Certainly, it's at least a one-size-fits-all solution here.
Well, for now, we'll just leave it on for now, and if not, we'll just change it back to Baldwin. But yeah, so I was gonna say, I'm like, either like my headset is messing up. Ooh, hey, speaking of horrible things you don't want to find.
Yep.
Krakens.
Krakens, just unpleasant. Wait, our necklace is metal? Is that what you're telling me here?
No, it's unless it's a wood item. So like a wand, it will always have the electrical recoil.
So it's
and it has braces.
That wands are made of a material.
Yeah, a trained one will actually trigger the electricity from the Krakens.
Because if you told me necklaces were metal, I believe you, actually. Like, if you look at their textures and their color schemes, they do have this metallic quality.
Mm-hmm. It's also a very weird claymation style.
Oh, no! This is like the worst case scenario here.
Yeah, what are you going to do here? That's a good distance away, too, because I was right beside the elevator, right?
I believe so. That was, in fact, one step from the elevator, yes.
Yeah, looking at the map.
When all you want is to get, when you have a warp trap, is to get to the elevator as quickly as you can, or your monster as quickly as you can, but they're the same. And was that the necklace just walking by?
Yes. So the thing is, you're not supposed to be able to command the Naples when it's far away. That is just a thing. Like, you just can't say, oh, move one left, move whatever. You can change their AI, though, from the menu, which is a little bit of oversight, because even though they're not near you, you technically can.
Yep, and so you usually want them to stand still so that you know where they are. But in this case, Septictank didn't do that and saw where it was. So that worked out. Yeah,
and if they're more than, I think, 6 to 8 tiles away from you. Oh, we got audio for Septic's side.
Excellent. Glad to hear it.
There you go.
Septictank freeing the Mandara, sending it right home. I think that's a pretty reasonable thing. Clearing out their inventory a bit. I'm guessing does not want to use that light sand on the spell walls that they, have. Which makes sense. I think is it just the ice rock ball?
I think I'd have to check.
I know Baldwin has, I think, other things.
Because I know the starting one was a binder ball.
Oh, then there we go.
Yeah, ice rock repel there.
That's a very, I think, usable starting spell. I'm not sure what Septictank is saving that white sand for, but maybe they'll find something. In the meanwhile, ice rock ball is in the ice rock ball. Yeah, as well as he's going to zoom the camera in to reduce lag, which is actually something a lot of the runners have been doing. For if you use U-boat, you zoom in the camera close as possible, and then use the U-boat. Oh, yeah, I was going to say check decurse. No, it's not worth it. And you zoom in the camera as close as possible, so then you don't have to worry about what's it called? Because
sorry, the U-boat will take as much time as it gets off screen to use its ability. So if the screen is smaller, essentially, it uses it quicker.
Right. Sometimes the U-boat will even get used, and no one really wants to see that.
This ticket's not going to go anywhere with the Blizzard Sword.
Oh no!
Yeah.
And Septictank was saving that too.
Honestly, white sands are always nice to have. They're the easiest things to kind of get away and use, but...
yeah.
Okay, that Griffin's going to be annoying. Also, Baldwin's actually quite, like, not slow, but, like...
Slower
going
than
on,
usual.
Yeah, 19 minutes going on floor 12. Like, that's a pretty...
Baldwin's normally pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
He could be deliberately trying to play it a bit slower. This could just be the result of different choices.
Yeah.
That Naphthal's remaining fire type maybe not working out as well as one might hope.
The stream one definitely was the right choice for the offensive advantage, which is honestly might be the difference between the floor count right now. And also, does anyone actually know what sleep does with Naphthal's? Does that actually do anything? Because you can command it to sleep.
It puts them to sleep. I think that recovers HP.
But it still costs magic, doesn't it?
It might cost magic.
Yeah, so... Septic. Not on our side. Are you having any audio issues, Lady Emma? Like, it sounds fine.
I think so. That might have been actually... Okay, that might be on
okay.
Twitch. That's a Twitch thing. Twitch does that.
Okay. Alright, just want to make sure.
It's very odd. I'm not sure why it does that, but it does. Oh! Walked into another picket. Oh! Ooh. 2 elevators in the same room.
Yeah, there's a potential chance of more than 1 elevator. The max I've seen is 3. I don't know if 4 is possible, but I have seen 3 in a single room before. That was a great day. That did nothing to make anything better or worse, but it was a great day. It's stupidly rare odds for that to happen, truthfully. That's all. Although it looks like there's going to be more of an elevator train on Baldwin's side now. Because I think, for the most part, like he's going to be fine, because now he's going to be away from the water creatures, and now it's going to be... Oh, 1 more floor. And he's going to be able to deal with the Garudas and stuff like that. Although he did equip the Stream Wand, so...
I guess some wand better than no wand.
Oh, there you go.
There's that... Actually, that's a different go-up trap, isn't it?
Yep. Okay, 4 is possible, but the chances are something like 0.0000017%. So you're telling me there's a chance. It's just like trying to get Beldo skip or whatever on 431. You have to hope for a trap room.
Yep, that's certainly like an interesting thing. This game has so many weird little edges.
Yeah. And unlike other speed games, it's like, this is obviously a roguelike game. It is extremely difficult to play and do well. But at the same time, knowledge will save you. Like, if you know the Tome of Fruit glitch, if you know how enemies move, if you know how Manivas are slightly blind to the side of them, you can, juke them. Yep, right. That's Septic being cautious of the double coins. Or likewise here. Oh, there you go.
Yep, there we go. Now we can just artfully maneuver around it now, but not even gonna be a problem.
Yep, and also you can see on the Septic side, you'll see the turn-in of what? Yeah, it's gonna be. So there's nothing to the left whatsoever, and not an earthquake percent. That's true. You don't always take the first elevator, but you can normally see when the levels turn in. You can see obviously some of the floor that's already been generated. If you're just looking for the elevators, if you're eagle-eyed, you'd be able to spot it if it's there. And if it's not, you just don't go to that part of the floor. Unless you see an egg or something that's actually worthwhile.
Right. Hey, one thing worth mentioning is that, as pointed out, you don't. I used to see people saying that double elevator floors could only be double elevators in the same room. I have always said, and I still always say, and I'm entirely right, that that's only an illusion. That's like a confirmation bias thing, where you only see, where usually you don't see both elevators if they're in separate rooms.
Yes, because you're always going to hit the first one you see.
Unless it's on an early floor or earthquake percent, and that eliminates enough of them as to render it a little bit insignificant. Septictank, getting the worth from some of these Viper. First, they can lower your attack. They are incredibly formidable. That is one of the hazards of this particular floor.
Baldwin with that miss there.
Oof.
Yeah. Manivas, for some reason, hit really hard no matter what. You find them on floor 5, they hurt like heck. You find them on floor like 16 to 18 or whatever, they hurt like heck. You find them later in the tower before floor 30, they still hurt like heck. They're just horrible things to fight.
They are, in fact, rather painful things to run into.
Oh, the Maniva just went goodbye. Ah, he's taking that elevator.
They can get to jump on you sometimes.
Oh, so we now have Baldwin taking the other elevator. Septic took the one in the corner. So now there's a clear differential difference in the price.
Well,
it doesn't matter.
He'll take the high elevator and he'll take the low. And we'll see who gets this. Oh, another warp trap right before the elevator. Maybe that truism of elevators or necklaces equaling warp traps has a sudden ring of truth to it.
Mm-hmm. Well, so Baldwin just decking it out with the spider, that's not smart. Don't do that. They are extremely scary.
Of that binding ball, which is, I think, what Baldwin seems to like to do when he's used it, is keep fighting the monster freely.
Also, I just took a glimpse at Baldwin's Naples' stats. It has 100 HP. At level 12.
That's Naples for you.
Yeah. That's why when you fight them in the tower, they're not going anywhere. Also, once the runners get up to the tower, since Naples has had their spells unlocked, the Naples up on the floor, exactly, are going to be able to shoot fire.
So be careful about that. That's new. Baldwin, even with the water Naples, having some trouble fighting this arachnid. That is not super surprising. They are tough things.
Yeah, they are honestly probably one of the
little frail, but like the damage they do means that you don't have a lot of time before they outdamage you. Ooh, too much, basically.
That's a lot of. Okay, Septic is obviously stepping on Legos somewhere because there's a lot of blocks everywhere.
Yep, and so now the question is how to get out of this particular situation.
What I would
They don't have a fireball, which is what you might normally want in this situation.
Yeah, what I would have done is none of them would have been really aggroed. I would have just walked into that room and then used the holy bell and then waited for them to walk away because they weren't aggroed.
That makes sense.
Oh, then we got the... Well, no, that's not good. Don't do that. Because I could do it again. Oh, that could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, that could have been a lot worse. Which is one of the great things about Azure Dreams speedrunning is sometimes you make decisions and they could have gone a lot worse.
Oh, we got the fireball there, or a fireball.
This is what Septic wants. It's to find right now. Here it is.
I thought he had some sort of white sand for it too.
If only.
That pig is enjoying it on floor 16 or whatever, floor 15. Yeah, no, that's honestly he's going to be able to literally burn through the enemies here. and get a lot of good experience because the game does kind of scale your level. If you manage to kill like a level 40 thing when you're level 1, you're gonna get a lot of experience versus level 99 killing a level 40 thing. You're not gonna get a level 40 as well, so don't try. The level scaling is really bad in this game.
Yep. Also, there's very little point to it.
Because your monsters, for those who don't know, because we only ever do one attempt at the tower, is your monsters keep their level that you hatch at home, not in the tower. Once you leave the tower, you lose the monsters you hatch in the tower, but you reset your level. That's
very close to being a good run.
Yeah, I honestly would have kept the fireball because he's gonna have to. Okay, he's lucky on that one. Yeah, he's gonna have to take a hit, but
not as bad a hit as it could be.
Yeah,
Stealths make everything make bad situations you've already experienced or are already experiencing worse, rather than necessarily being a bad situation in and of themselves.
Yeah, and we have 421 on Baldwin's side at sub 30, and we have 427, 28 because he's. Okay, I would have killed that zoo and looked at all those items. That's a good item room there.
Same. That could have been a lot of. That could have been a couple of holy scrolls for all we know.
Yeah. We got Pillar 3, so he still has a good amount of them left. That means that was probably a 6 or a 7 that he found, because a lot of the ones that you find in the tower, they can have a kind of random interval of how many uses they have. But if you get them from a Balrog, they're always like 1, and they're really annoying for that.
Yeah, that's a less than ideal part of the situation.
Yeah, so unless you have a bunch of white sands. Also, lesser known mechanic for those who never really experienced it is if you raise a spell ball to have 10 charges, you can feed it to any monster minus acid rain ball and teach that monster that spell.
Which is pretty niche, but pretty neat.
No, it never mentions that anywhere else. Never does anything. That's a killer. We're gonna let that. Yeah.
Killer, a couple of time runs. That is too many monsters in a room, and the decision to go the other way immediately.
Yeah, and
because now it's story time.
Yes, unless there's a. No, okay.
No, story time. Hello, my name is Velda Montoya. I killed your father. Prepare to
Pretty much. Yep. Just don't ask him for a high five. He's a little bit sore about that.
Right. He still has the other hand. You just can't do both hands.
Yeah, can't do high tone. Yeah. It's the thing is that the actual storyline of this game is he was the last one to see your father alive, thus he killed him. I guess that's how that works. But before Guy, however you want to pronounce his name, died, he actually chopped off Baldo's hand, I guess, to save the world? I don't actually understand why the hand amputation had to happen. Because
I think that might have actually just been because they were fighting. The hand itself might have been actually irrelevant.
Yeah, I think that was just a Guy or Guy being a little bit difficult. But yeah.
Putting up a good fight at the end. Because what he actually did that, actually stops Beldo's in the hand thing. It's his own blood.
Yeah. Which is, again, nothing to do with Beldo's hand. Also, yeah, here we go.
It's just I think someone just drew the character design for spoiler alert, Beldo with the hewn hand. Oh, a monster den on the side.
Okay, yeah. So what's happening here is Septic is currently being beaten up quite bad. There goes Annapolis.
Yep.
Because the glacier shoved him. But because of that, he's able to get away and survive with 6 HP. But Baldwin, on the other hand, Baldwin got a Monster Den, which has very good music as far as we switch that and listen to that for a second.
Yeah, you gotta do the special Monster Den music. It's a rule.
Yeah.
Very quiet. Anyway.
Yeah, okay, we'll switch back. Baldwin's just quiet.
Save the day.
Yeah, so he's gonna try to get out of there. Wait. Is this switched?
I think think the volume just increased, that's all.
No, I switched it back to Septic.
Oh, weird.
But this is Baldwin's side. Whatever.
No. I think actually this is the intense 30s music, which is always really cool.
No, yep, that's going to be a big hit there from the Tyrant. Oh, so it looks like Septic is going to be solo.
Septic in a really bad situation because you never know what's in this next room. For example, that. Yeah. That could have been the dragon sniping with a spell. That could have been the end of it.
Yep. I think actually Baldwin, he's able to push through a little bit. There's still 27 minutes. Like, still a lot of time to catch up to Septic from where he is.
Right. Especially if something happens to Septic, which is very possible.
Yeah.
So Septic's going to have to burn through a lot more resources from this point on. Doesn't have a whole lot. Might not find a whole lot.
Ooh, the elevator's on the other side of the room.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, he waited. He waited just long enough to get the Tyrant to be able to follow him by one step. So that's
very nicely done.
Mm-hmm. And that was a one-turn sleep on Baldwin's side for.
Right, this is not a great situation for Septic.
Is he going to be greedy? He's greedy. He wants that whatever his scroll is. I guess it's okay.
Could be worse.
Yeah, he has to make sure he steps really carefully because I'm pretty sure the golem can just straight up one-shot.
Very likely.
Oh, yeah, take the side step. There we go. And yeah, you don't invite them to stay in a straight line with you. Golems are honestly the scariest things in the game. Like, even with fire mixture magic, you're not gonna have a good time. Grab the glasses.
I don't find them that scary with fire mixture magic or with, say, pillar ball. Star glass is very nice.
Yeah, he knows which way to go, but there was a dragon sleeping in that room too, so it's not worth. Hopefully. Oh, that's a big hit.
Oh, big hit. Then just going to have to hope that the landing on the floor is soft.
Yeah, and it does look like it's okay, but yeah, that kind of hit is just really bad, and especially if you got a critical, that would have been, I think, actually game over.
That would have been it. That would have been all.
Yeah, Olean Fruit, always like to see those. That's a get out of jail free card in this situation.
Right, and a few get out of jail free cards could be all Septic needs here.
Yeah, floor 36, so it's technically 36, 37, 38, 39. Floor 40 is free, basically.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, we have here Baldwin fighting, okay, the stealth, the stealth is still there, and oh, goodness me, this is not a good situation at all.
This is a bad situation, and there's not a lot that Baldwin has.
No, it's Ice Rock time, I think.
It's Ice Rock time, I think.
Yeah.
Acid Rain Ball won't do anything from this position. Moving to a better one, just end in death.
Mm-hmm. So, Septic. Oh, there we go.
That stealth went down. Septic wins the first round. We're probably gonna let Septic see how high he can get on this. It would be a shame to cut it short at 30-something if Septic doesn't want to keep going. Or wants to keep going. Big oof.
Yeah. That's unfortunately, like... Oh, we saw...
Sometimes the tower's like that.
No, I saw... Nope. Septic... If he can get by the maximum, the elevator room's actually just north of him where he started.
I might just use the Olean here.
Yeah,
Frankly.
the thing is... Ooh, yeah, it's in that room.
Doesn't leave.
Yeah. Oh no, and he's going all the way around. So unless there's a second elevator on the floor, yeah, I think he may have missed it because I did see it actually spawn there. See. Oh, hello. That's why you kind of turn the camera while running. Baldwin says I hate this game. Yeah, that's.
Fastest floor fourth. Faster than this, I think.
Yeah.
Like 37 minutes, give or take.
That's horrible.
That's really scary, yeah.
Olean. There we go. And this should be here.
I don't
Yeah.
have to worry about you. So, the item, very nice. Yeah, I think we've seen about 35. That sounds about right. 36 maybe.
Yeah, no, Septic has been
Some of
doing.
these have just been ridiculously fast. Either way, I think this is pretty close to the end.
One way or another, yeah. It's either he dies here, gets 39, or he goes up and gets 40.
That sounds... That's about where we are.
That's a dragon. That's a dragon. I don't know why you're...
I think, I mean, there's only one thing you can hope for, but that's still very small.
Oh, what's with all these tiny rooms?
It's very, very particular form, but here we are.
There we go, GG.
Oh, GG.
Yeah. Looking for that tumbler fruit. Yeah, for the pet that you can't
there
lift.
is, I guess, 2 other things. Well, you can also just use Tumna fruits to make other enemies into frogs. Monsters that aren't yours, which, like, would be pretty handy here now that you mention it.
Yeah.
So they will be resetting for the next seed.
And I will be right back. I'm just going to quickly use the bathroom.
Firecracken starter with golem egg. Huh, that's certainly a sound. Not sure how I feel about that. The golem egg is a little bit of an on-entity, though. Either way, 293 and 293, we are good. Maximum starter. You know, that's not as bad as one might think. Oh, yes, yes. Pick it for maximum MP consumption. Though I think with the maximum, they'd probably have to pick it, and so it would become, like, less useful as being the final form of the monster.
Yeah, discussing strats here. So I actually literally grabbed, I'm not going to eat it on stream, but I actually have a bowl of popcorn here. So
I respect that. I am
Yeah.
a popcorn fan.
Well, okay, fun fact, a little bit of vinegar and salt, and you have salt and vinegar popcorn, which is much healthier than crisps or chips. But it's technically an easy thing to do, and I don't like having a ton of butter.
That makes sense. I am like a person who is very into popcorn, and so I have a variety of things to go with popcorn. My personal favorite is to get like some herbs de Provence olive oil, which is like kind of rosemary infused olive oil with some fresh rosemary and some Parmesan cheese.
So again, we'll plug the runners here if you want to follow them. I'll count them down.
Community. If if you're interested, please do check out our Discord for more Azure Dreams, including versions of the randomizer.
Yep. And if you join, I will do what I normally do. You can see the weird Japanese angel that they removed from the NTSC game. I'll put that in the general so everyone can see it. Yep. So there is some incentive. It's literally right beside my Discord window every single time, so it's always there to easily drag in there. But join for the community. Be creeped out by the weird Japanese angel that they removed from the NTSC game. All right, so I will give them a countdown, and we're gonna go then.
Alrighty. And they will very shortly be on their way. I think I also would like to see an AoE monster. Let's go with that, yeah.
I would like to see... honestly, I would like to see a new L. I would like to see that.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I think also, here is my other wish, is that I like it when both the egg and the starting familiar are usable but are different. So that way you have a choice. You know, if they're roughly equally usable but a little different, I think that's very fun.
Yeah. And I think they're going to be ready to go based off stream delay.
Yep. It should not be too much longer. Other popcorn tips that I have is that paprika is pretty good on it.
Oh, paprika is the best spice. That is the best spice to me. I love it.
It is very good.
Oh, so I will post this to the Azure memes channel. I am really not joking. There'll be a picture of my popcorn.
Alright.
So, but I obviously won't eat it because, you know, microphone. So what are we going to get? A medal.
Oh.
All right.
How is this going to be Wugga calling it? Is this going to be a fire medal?
Yeah.
I think the seed is going to be pretty metal.
If it also it's a fire, it's going to be pretty lit.
True.
Seriously, if you join our Discord, you'll be corrupted by puns. But that's just the cost of playing this game. Yeah. Nope, it's wind, I believe, because I think that's the normal one.
That. Maybe.
Stream 1.
Recovery bow. Copper shield. The ball's not great.
No.
Yep, that's wind.
Yep. No points at all, Booga. You're completely wrong in every regard. No. Also, I love how everyone hatches the eggs. I would still keep it, because at least if you're going to hatch it later, like, metal's still usable.
The hope is, I believe, Garuda. The hope/fear is Garuda.
Yeah, no one likes seeing a noise. That's...
And or, I think, wanting to see maybe hoping to see something that's a little bit, like, lighter on the MP costs than a metal. But a metal is usable and the noise is there.
Yeah.
That's my summary.
Earthshaker. Yeah, there you go. It is an AoE move, so we get that.
It covers the whole room at 4 MP.
Yeah.
Which is not great, and wind isn't the ideal starting element either. That is gonna be a little bit unfortunate.
There's that troll hammer. That's gonna be worth it. Oh, that's a lot of noise.
That's a lot of noise. I guess they heard that there's a metal here. I guess they heard that things are getting pretty metal, so they brought the noise. That applies to the starting egg as well. It's just unfortunate that noise is by itself.
Yeah.
Bad.
I can't. What is this actual mixture of magic?
I can't recall off the top of my head.
They're not very. It's not a very good monster. I think all it has is spell proof, which prevents it from being sleep. Thank you.
Okay.
That sounds right. I think.
That's not terrible. It's not ideal, but it's not terrible. This is not hatched from an egg.
Septic almost went down to a bomb trap.
be bad, and certainly that is one of the reasons to say wind is not your ideal for familiar.
Yeah. Oh, we see here on Baldwin's side, he's going to be taking advantage of the Shaker ability here. He'll be able to take out both the Flame and the Troll. Because I'm pretty sure by seeing that, we can probably confirm it does not take into account the elemental weaknesses.
I think it does. It might.
Oh wait, no. What am I doing? They're both. It's 10 damage apiece. They're both fire.
Right.
Yeah, they're both fire, so I can easily assess now.
But it doesn't care about whether you're using a wand or any of that. So these runners are probably going to want a sword.
Yeah. We're gonna switch over to Baldwin's music here.
Oh,
it's a lot quieter.
I also want to award Septic a fruit.
Yes.
Oh,
I can do that.
Can I close that window?
There you go. He has a fruit now.
Thank you very much.
Like I love this little thing. Also, small shout out to the Legend of Zelda like randomizers and stuff. I was watching a few of them on SpeedGaming's VODs, and they pointed out that they were bell peppers in that game, and I agree. Ours actually look like apples, but I will have to admit.
Sure, that's what they are.
Yeah. Well, they're sure as heck not strawberries. So.
No, they're pita fruits.
They could be Roches.
True. They are some sort of the Azure fruit, basically. They could be Roches. They can't be Oleans.
No, actually, there is actually. Chive pointed that out. The item table actually has red Oleans.
Oh well, then I guess they could be Oleans.
Yeah, but there's a little special category. We get the blue ones from that one, but there technically are in the game code red Olean fruits, which would make the second tower extremely scary because you can just feed your monster.
Oh right, that's why. That's what that's for.
Yeah. Olean on a balloon feels bad, man. Yep. I will ask, yes, because it is quiet. Give me a sec here.
That's something that I can do, given just a second. I appear to have, for whatever reason, closed out the switch window, and I can adjust that from here.
Okay, actually adjust it? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's right there under
never mind.
Adjust audio, cropping, and sync. So that should be a bit louder. If we want it still louder, that's perfectly arrangeable.
Yeah.
It's that Septic's volume is
very loud.
High.
Yeah.
And so I think we're adjusted with that in mind.
Sounds a little bit louder to me, so that sounds good, yeah.
Yep, so what we are seeing here is both runners still have not found that sword. Or I think they would want one because they're clearly having to conserve MP for that Earthshaker. Which, we're here also going to add that they might want to be looking for a flame seed, or is it a flame seed? What do they call that?
Or a light seed. A light seed.
Light. Thank you. Yes.
Oh.
One thing worth noting is that there is no area of effect for Earthshaker in hallways. That's what they might want the light seed for.
Mm-hmm.
Is that one functions in a 7x7 square in front of the player's facing direction, and that ends up working in such a way that it works in hallways. Anything that works in a room only affects like the tiles maybe immediately adjacent to the player that way, and maybe even only the one they're facing. I don't think I've ever really confirmed that for myself. But that's why using acid rain balls in a hallway is like the worst.
Yeah, because you expect it to do a big amount of damage. It hits the, like, if you think of how a king moves in chess, that's how the acid rain ball hits in the hallways. And we see here on Septic's side, he's just going to use Earthshaker twice to just absolutely destroy this room, basically.
Right, that is the advantage of being on the... Oh, guess not.
Oh, or not. He's just going to...
Earthshaker once, twice? Why use Earthshaker twice if you're not going to use Earthshaker?
Yeah, I know.
Thanks when there's two things in a row.
Oh, we see Baldwin using the Hell Seed and putting away the metal. So he's going to try to get around. Oh, so we're going to change audio again here.
Take it with you. It's a heavy metal.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. There's that light seed.
Septic reconsidering it right now because he's obviously on the water floors.
Right. That makes sense because the only increase in damage you get is spell level.
That was scary.
That could have been pretty scary, yeah. And here's that same room on Baldwin's side. Just turning those mana weavers into jelly and clearing out that new rope, that's a nice one. Mm-hmm. And that's also like a really handy thing to find. Oh no! Well, I guess it allows Septic to avoid that bloom. But there's something funny about walking into a dead end.
Bomb traps hurt so bad on wind monsters.
One thing worth noting is that while Block has double defense, it doesn't have that at the moment.
Nope.
It has doubled max defense for all of its growths, none of which are actualized. It only gains 1 defense per level.
Yeah, they actually need to find a water crystal in order to cure that, or the herb from the Balrog that restores defensive power.
Will the cure-all also do that?
Yes, actually. Because when I did my New Game Plus run, I don't know the range of that thing. When I did when I did the New Game Plus runs with Arachne, I used to go into the tower with a Holy Sword, or my instance was a Dark Sword, get to like level 11, then hatch the Arachne egg, because it would be at level 11. It would have the double attack at level 11, so it was strong enough to fight. And once I got up the tower, once it ran out of MP, I would give it either a cure-all herb or a water herb, depending on how much I used it. Thus giving me the extra after, and then eventually when it evolves and does whatever, it's like hopefully you get some other resources. But that was one of my 5 items, was the water crystal, just because of the MP recovery and restoring that missing stat. But right afterward...
Oh, septic tanks. Oh, that worked alright, I guess, actually. There we go. Yeah. There is that power of where the kings move, more or less.
Oh.
That's the ideal.
Yeah.
And 1+1 is not quite enough to break through the natural defenses of the clown. Which, like, you don't want to really be fighting the clown.
I remember, this is bringing me back to when I was a kid playing this game. I actually got a block and developed it into a medal. It was like my favorite thing. I can't remember if there's any easy way of restoring its MP. And I can only remember this thing constantly falling into like that state of 0 MP. So I don't think this is a long-term strategy, and hopefully they find something they can either fuse it into, because I know Septic and Baldwin, I think, both found an egg, right? Yeah, they did. So, like, if they were to get a clown that has double attack, or... Ooh, what are you doing, Septic? Oh, wait. No, what are you doing, Septic? Grab the Scarlet one, because you might fuse it and lose...
but fuse it, I guess, with what?
Well, he picked up an egg.
Yeah, that is that burgundy egg. That could be something pretty handy. But I suppose we will not find that out.
We see your Septic doing side steps and stuff like that to, yeah, Mount Burn. Yeah, that's the one that would come from that. Ooh, blue collar immediately, so there we go.
Mount Burn does does have a special property besides the unusual rain, more or less, and that is it can turn things around.
Yep.
If they're not aggro.
Yeah, there you go. Although, ironically, I think he really just missed taking out the dream about like an HP there.
Oh, that's sad. That's always sad when that happens.
Well, he should have just attacked it himself instead of making metal attack twice, costing an MP.
Is that a different take from the one Septic has, or not?
I don't know, actually, because Baldwin might actually just be that little bit behind.
The fact that it's a different name doesn't necessarily mean that it's a different thing. The names are randomized per tower entry as opposed to in the way seeds randomize the tower. I just don't remember where Septic found that egg.
I don't know either. Chat, if you can confirm or deny. I don't know if that's the same egg or not, actually. It might have been just like going left and right and finding two different eggs. Ooh, that's a very close crack on yeah, that's gonna be a lead. You don't ever want to use the Ulim on your own monster. Since it's not queenie, it will eat it and you'll return home. And you'll lose your monster, obviously, and also you'll forfeit where you are in the tower. Because this is a one tower entry. Our last tournament we did, which was the Stars Tournament, allowed re-entries within the hour. And
this is just a different philosophy.
Yeah.
And I think a fun one. It's nice to see the changes of paces, and certainly we've seen them used to great effect. It was the same egg. Okay, we can see that now.
So that means that Baldwin's holding on to a Minerva egg then. Which, honestly, isn't the worst monster. You can get some, use out of it. You can make it transform if you have like a sleep ball. You can make it transform into like sleeping griffins and stuff like that, and then use it for the floor.
Oh,
so, yeah. Sand Knight, no.
That, but interesting.
Well, the thing is, if you then at that point, if you return the Minerva back to the bag before its MP runs out, it will actually keep its original MP it used transform at, so then you can take it out, transform, and then use that MP meter again. So if you have two monsters with the blue collar, you can keep making the Minerva transform into the metal, spamming whatever you want, and then eventually, once you return, unfortunately, you'd have to have the metal the entire time because the original monster needs to be out. But you would be able to theoretically, that's how you do the Minerva Balrog glitch, and not worry about how much MP you have. You have infinite items and stuff like that. But okay, that Griffin shouldn't. Yeah, that's doing 15 damage still.
Well, again, they don't have that double defense, so it still has some ability to do a hurt.
Oh yeah, and are you gonna try to throw it? Okay, they're going the opposite way.
Worked on both of them. There's still another thing coming.
Oh, Skeef's pointing out Minervas don't copy spells, so okay, so the idea is out then.
That makes sense.
Baldwin's still using the wind one, so...
Right, so this is going to pay some dividends off on this killer. Also, it looks like we're caught up.
Yeah? I think they're on the same floor now.
Yep, I believe so as well.
Well, we can't tell because Septic keeps hiding his hub.
Alright, but if we look at the background, either Baldwin just took the lead or Septic.
Just snuck by again.
Yep. There we go.
14. Okay. So, Septic.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, you grab that and you hatch that if you find a floor 14 egg. That is. Yeah, no, this is going to be interesting.
Are just game changing, and anything you have, your opponent could have as well. And so let's see in just a moment what is in that egg.
Yeah.
Of course, odds are it is not a changer of a monster that just like changes the format of this race entirely. It is more likely than not just an ordinary monster, maybe a useful monster.
Ooh.
That is one of the...
Oh, and then Baldwin just uses the truth glasses on it, so he doesn't even have to... Will he hatch it? Yeah, he will. Okay.
U-boat is a very handy monster. Down outdoors.
This is actually where the Minerva actually would have been ideal.
Right. It is a portable starter glasses, basically.
Yeah, because you can transform into the U-boat and then use the ability, then bag it, and never have to worry about running out of MP.
Or very nearly never have to worry about running out of MP.
Well, no, because... No, it's like if you bag the Minerva while the original monsters, or sorry.
Oh, right. You're talking about the counterfactual. I am talking about the factual.
Oh yes.
The trick for using a U-boat to maximum efficiency is to feed it like one-off items just to get like 3 MP, and that will allow it to check out one more floor. You might run dry a little bit occasionally, but you'll probably look out well enough.
Hey, here's all the levels for Septic here.
Yep. There's that sort of exponential HP curves, or EXP curve. I use all the words before getting to the one I want.
It's fine. Okay, so what Hex mentioned about crashing if you kill too many monsters, it's mostly in the one-room floors. I actually killed an entire room full of a monster den of like 17 or 18 monsters with it. That was fine. There goes the U-boat, how quick it is without with the zoomed-in camera there.
Yep.
And the thing is, you can kill a lot of monsters with it. The problem is when it's like a one-room floor, the game gets extremely weird about what it's doing and stuff like that, and what's spawning, what's not, and then at that point, it just doesn't work anymore. Oof, don't try to pick... Okay. Oh, nope, okay, now he has like one last chance.
Right, now you're in danger. This is the disadvantage of slightly too many going for the pickup. And while Block does have some natural defense, it's worth remembering that I'm pretty sure sword trolls just ignore that.
It's either they ignore that or their actual like weapon damage that they have equipped to them is actually enough to push over most defenses and shields. It's one of the two.
I think the special trait of swords.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, Baldwin just took the lead.
Just barely. It is a narrow thing.
No, Pickett! Why are they so mean to Pickett? Goodbye, Pickett. We see our Septic again going for...
You have to defend yourself against robbers. Robbers that are shaped like a friend.
Yeah, this is how long it takes the U-boat to go around the entire room.
It is a little bit of a difference. That is, and one that is worth tracking on too.
Yeah, floor 18 to floor 17, or floor 18 to floor 18 now.
Yep, but whoever reaches the floor first is the person who will win if something terrible happens to both of them at the same time.
This deserves a piece of popcorn. I'm trying not to eat on stream, but
Right,
the fact
so
that I literally have a bowl of popcorn is very good.
Now we're seeing the U-boats really come into action. We have these fully scouted floors that to go through.
Did
Baldwin lose?
No, I think he bagged it.
Put it away.
See that? I don't
recall seeing it lost.
No, it's still there.
There.
Yeah.
But might be, I suppose Baldwin has switched into a bit of a sprinting mode and also might have gotten into a situation.
All the pickets. All the pickets.
So many pickets.
That's fascinating and quite frustrating. That sums up Azure Dreams.
That would be the sort of interesting that you don't really get the chance to think about because you're too busy suffering.
Oh.
Now, this is sure a lot of spiders.
Yeah, that's a uncomfortable amount of spiders.
Hairs worth of spiders.
Oh, that's not gonna kill them. It did turn around the other one, so he's lucky on that. Oh, that's not pleasant.
Yep,
Oh, it turned around!
Turn around. There's too many spiders.
Oh no.
I'm not really sure what anyone can do in this situation.
Nope, that's gonna, yeah.
That's gonna go south real quick. 1 damage, folks.
Yeah. Pretty sure the metal's gonna die here.
I think that's very likely.
Yeah, there he goes.
There it goes. Farewell.
No, he should use him a hell seed.
Yep,
Okay,
and
it
now-
is there.
okay, that is there.
Let's hope there's no trap. Okay, good.
Alright, that could have been much worse. But yeah.
Oh, actually, yeah, Baldwin still slightly in the lead. He didn't have to deal with all the spiders that Septic did.
Yep. That block is still there if Baldwin cares to use it, but might not care to use it. Still, what is there to use, Baldwin?
The difference in strats. Septic being extremely careful, turning the spider into wind, doing whatever. Baldwin just picking up and just eating him across the ground.
So, to be fair, that's the difference between 1 spider and a million spiders.
Oh, I know. But at the same time, it's like Septic doesn't want to screw around with the spiders after that. Baldwin just picks it up and go away. But that means Baldwin gets to keep the resources though, because that was for free. Although, there goes the metal. He sacked it to get by.
Or metal.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
this is not great. This is bad.
That picket. Oh, that picket.
Oh, that picket is.
Okay,
just-
that's good. That's actually really good because you don't want the picket wake. Oh no, Baldwin, no.
There we go, and that's that, folks.
But Baldwin got to floor 19 first.
Oh, you're right. That's not that, folks.
Yeah.
Something
So
bad could
if
still happen to Septic.
yeah. Okay, that was the recovery Baldwin. As long as Septic can get around his pickets.
Yep. You just have to make it to freedom, Septic.
Okay.
Here's that outfit.
What? Look at this corridor where the elevator is. What is this shenanigans? Oh no! Is that Miniva's? No.
Does not look like we're past Viva country.
Oh, there we go. That's the point for Septic.
That's the point, and that's the best 2 out of 3. That's the match.
Yeah.
I
That-
believe
That's an uncomfortable amount of spiders.
that too.
Let's see here. I'll tell him GG.
GG.
Septic.
We may or may not see a friendly third. That is one of the things we'll have to look into. But that was certainly a rough patch where it could have gone either way.
Yeah, no, that was something else. I honestly thought Septic was just gonna get tanked by all the spiders. Like that is an uncomfortable amount of spiders and resources gonna drain there. And Yeah, Baldwin was the one who just walked in the corner. That was, yeah, yeah. They're talking about the U-boat.
Yeah, that was a fun discovery that really changed the last little while of the race. It didn't, in the end, change a dramatic race because, as one learns, sometimes it's not about finding the elevator, but reaching it.
Yeah, even though I made the seeds this time, this seems to be really bad, so we're just gonna blame Sand Knight. Yeah, no, this is pretty brutal for difficulty, but honestly pretty close to how the real game goes. Like, you go down one wrong corridor and you're met with 5 spiders. That seems about right.
Yep.
Yeah, and Sand Knight did mention numerous times when he's done commentary, this game is a puzzle game as well. Like, you move, their opponents move, but it's based on what resources you use, what you can do, what viable solutions are to problems, and so forth. And I haven't seen a Tumblr for the entire 2 sets right now, right? So
not these 2, no.
No, so there's no option. Even if they had U-boat, technically, they could take out U-boat and then...
right.
Like, if they had a Tumblr for
do that. That's a niche enough purpose that... if they weren't taking it out for regular purposes, I don't think they'd think of it. That's a very slow solution to your problems.
Yeah.
Which is better than no solution. It really is.
I'm being told I'm not allowed to make seeds anymore.
Oof. Strong words.
Yeah. Well, this was the second chance bracket, so Baldwin's actually out of the tournament, and Septic moves on.
Septic moves on one step closer to the finals.
Check the seeds here. 74960. Yep. Baldwin's good, and we're just waiting for Septic to be there.
One step closer to the end of the road. Oh, Septic will be facing whoever wins between Revan and Chai.
Yeah.
And whoever wins that match will
see, Revan and Chai is going to be interesting to watch as well, because both of them practice with each other a lot. So they know each other's paces. And yes, we are doing a friendly third.
That's an intimidating matchup. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
How much that knowledge of each other comes into play.
Okay, both are good.
Yep, so they should be off in just a moment. For a friendly third, I think I'd like to see something silly.
I want a picket and a picket.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Pickets.
All pickets all the way down.
Mm-hmm. It should theoretically be possible because you get a random egg and a queenie change into a monster, right? So theoretically, you should be able to get picket.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe we have actually gotten 2 of the same monster in one of these before. I forget which monster. Yeah, Double Volcano.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Poop rocks everywhere.
And you know what? Honestly, picket. Probably not bad. I think the one problem one might run into with a picket, as your starting monster, I mean, is that they might use their second turns to be silly boys.
Mm-hmm. Some percent, that'd be fun. Or just glitchless. Just glitch into the tower, ignore Queenie, grab the egg, and go.
Certainly an option.
Oh no, Baldwin!
It's okay.
Oh, Baldwin.
It's okay, Baldwin. Sometimes, I mean, look.
The tower's a good tower.
Paralysis trap. I think that's not a statement of quality there.
No. Also, Baldwin actually is like a multiple-time world record holder. So it's the thing is, this game is gonna be just a horrible RNG mess, and it sucks to lose, yes, but at the same time, the game is random enough where you're never really gonna die same twice. Like I know Adarsis, one of the original world record holder for this game before the Discord was formed. He had a lot of deaths to Drang and sniping him or Glacier sniping him. Beautiful. No Poulet.
I mean, things can be beautiful and horrible at the same time. It's the sublime. I'm like some sort of gothic manor, or like the big, like a tidal wave, a tsunami.
Let's make curry bot, eat some curry.
Fire.
For those who, again, these are our runners. We'll just post the links here. We are the commentators, but also, if you want to join the Discord, the link is down there. Plus, you can see the bracket and whatnot there. And we're having a match tomorrow. And I think that's the only one scheduled for this week. And then we're moving on to the next week's matches come Sunday, I think, right? So
I believe that is the case. Yeah, we are getting down to the end of things.
Yep. And the next one, I'll be organizing the tournament, and we're going back to basics, where the towers will be different, and that will be fun.
Tyrant. That's pretty vanilla as these things go.
Yeah, you can pick it up. You don't want to use its ability, and technically, if it's still fire, it will have basically the same kind of effect that Queenie has.
Right. It's a bit frailer in both HP and NP compared to Queen, if I remember correctly.
Oh, so we never did a disclaimer. We're gonna mispronounce the little blue guy in the entire community. No one pronounces it the same.
Think of it as not mispronouncing, just different choices.
We got steel sword, scorched shield, an ice rock ball, a pink egg, and a medicinal herb.
All right.
And a water tyrant. So definitely hatching the egg to see what's better.
Yeah, could be better, could be worse.
You can't pick up the tyrant and release it home and do the Tal immunity glitch, though. So, okay, that's not much better.
Just a dreamin'. Just a dreamin', as they say.
Flame
now,
sand.
that scorch shield might end up being a problem for them when they get on water floors. That does turn Ko's defense into fire elemental defense, and that's a little bit dangerous.
It's not worth just use the steel sword and just kill things for a while. There's no reason to waste your MP. Mission magic is slower than normally attacking, so you know. Ooh, all the monsters. Baldwin says no. Baldwin says yes.
But regular sword magic isn't that expensive. Though Tyrant is, again, not necessarily the mage's friend. But their MP should last them pretty alright here. I wouldn't, like, super worry, though I guess if you get the opportunity to save it here or there, why not?
Yeah, the thing is, the pronunciations in this community, like, I know there's Maneva and Manova for how people pronounce that one. I think everyone pronounces noises correctly. I think that's a safe bet.
Yes.
But like,
I'm thinking about how other ways how one could pronounce noise.
Yeah.
Admittedly, there are probably some interesting possibilities.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, when it comes to another corridor with the elevator there, it's being very mean right now. You don't want to see dead ends with the elevator, because it's going to be the last one you're going to explore. Well, literally, because that's always when you go up the tower anyway, but...
Well, on these early floors, they might be feeling exploring. That is how these things usually work. And so they might stay around a little bit longer. And see past the elevator. And of course, there are times when the elevator, last room you look in, and then the first room you look in at the same time. Oh boy, another paralysis trap. Luckily, nothing happens there. And Septic just immediately gets sent up. You can also perhaps pronounce those monsters with the full Nuez. I don't know why you would, but you could, theoretically. And as we all know, GHOTI spells fish. which we mean, look, English borrows the pronunciation rules of, like, maybe 4 different languages all stacked on top of itself. Sorry, folks. Blame the Normans. Looks like we have lost Shawnee momentarily. That is probably due to some power issues. So nothing to be too worried about. I will just keep it going in the meanwhile. Baldwin taking the early lead and going up to floor 6. On those water floors, these are going to be a little bit safer than if this were a fire tyrant, but maybe not as safe. Still, you still want to be moving pretty fast, because there's still going to be U-boats eventually. Actually, now that I think about it, it's interesting that even though Septic got immediately... Oh wow, that crit might matter. That is some low HP, that is spooky to me. That is the RNG can decide when you live or die. And Septic pretty corner here. Monsters in every which way. Oh, that's not a good warp trap. That's a bad warp trap. I don't think we're seeing that tyrant a lot. That's my guess here, folks. Baldwin taking a moment to figure out what he's doing with his life. Yep, there goes the tyrant. That is unfortunate. We might see Baldwin move a... Oh, and lose scroll to the trap. That's sad, everybody. That's sad. That is just misfortunate. So let us see what Baldwin can do with that familiar that might help him move a little bit faster, that might speed him up even more. And his lead is a little bit tenuous at the moment. All Septic has to do is find that elevator first, and there we go. Baldwin also running into the problem of the ice rock ball being the true slowing item. The slowest of things. It's still just enough to maintain that lead. Now as Baldwin reaches the 7th floor first, that bloom is going to follow him for a while, I think. Yeah, it's by the skin of his teeth, but he is hanging on to that lead. Just a little bit. I think that this could be a precarious situation. This could be one that allows him to go a lot faster. It's a bit hard to say, really. Luckily, he had a nice, easy walk to the elevator this time, with the bloom just hanging on his neck the whole way. Which is no one's favorite thing in the world to experience. And so, like, we see him just turning around and heading out of that before anything can happen to him. And I think that's a pretty reasonable decision. Oof, Septic hit the same warp trap. So yeah, we could see both of these monsters die. Juking the Manaweeva pretty skillfully. Yeah. Manaweeva is, like, a little bit dumb. Wait. Did Septic get a lucky brainwash that is keeping his monster alive? Is that what's... I think that's what's happening here, folks. I think brainwashing allowed the tyrant to survive. That's really kind of neat. Yes, it is on your side now. Go. This, however, would be a less lucky brainwash if it happened to Septic. Yeah, we saw a similar thing almost happen on Baldwin's side, except that the brainwash didn't work. And so, the bloom continued to just beat it up. So, you know. Excuse me. That is how that went. Oof. That's a big hit. Interesting, Septictank the Tyrant to win, to make these water floors a little bit kinder. That's certainly something you don't see every day. That's a big hit to eat when it's half your HP. I was a little bit worried that could have been all of it. That could have been the ball game. Luckily, it was not. But Septic finding that pita fruit just in sort of a right time. The game does have special coding specifically about pita fruit spawns to make it so that they can spawn kind of every so often. They are more likely to spawn. Which is a nice little bit of benevolence from this game, and shows a good bit of balance and forethought, since there aren't that many items that really provide you with increased MP. There's kind of pita fruits, water crystals, I guess herbs and other things give you like a tiny bit. But compared to other roguelikes that have food mechanic, because I think MP is kind of a food mechanic of Azure Dreams, I think that's not a hot. Oh, Baldwin really has sped up food mechanics. Mechanics zoomed on through 413 now. This is a pretty sizable lead, all things considered. Third, and that is the advantage of not having a... You can fight basically nothing after those first couple of floors. It is all on you to outwit. Outplay and outlast? Is this Survivor? Survivor Montsvia. I'm probably going to toss that into a Brant Steel at some point for my amusement. So, join the Discord if you want to see me eventually make some sort of bizarre Survivor Simulator spin, but using specifically Azure Dreams. That'll be a thing I do. Either way, Baldwin having decent enough luck with, like, staying one jump ahead of disaster, pretty much. Occasionally burning through a resource to do so. I haven't seen Baldwin's inventory in a while. Pretty sparse, folks. Like, there's a lot of things in it, but most of them are not trying useful things. Septic has switched back to the Water Tyrant. Ah, I see. Part of that was the elevator train. That makes sense. Still, what does Baldwin have? Okay, a malicious scroll, that is pretty useful in this sort of situation. And getting on the health seat for the trouble, that would be handy. As I think turns are one of your biggest, I don't know, secret resources. Things you have to be careful and thoughtful of, because everything moves at the same schedule as you do. And now Baldwin is off of floor 14, having, I think, put that lead back, but it's now a close thing. Having no other solution but to hoof it, and I think running into a little bit of luck with elevator, has led somewhere. Also, having to wait for those ice rock balls as, like, your prime ability to escape situations is, I think, tricky. Ice rock balls, you can see and hear, are a bit slow. Oh, certainly better than being dead, but not better than being fast. And there is floor 16 for Baldwin. If I were him, I'd really be hoping for a barong, and for the barong to give me something good, because, oh, this is not a pleasant road. Yeah, no, this is bad. And we could see this all be over in... Oh, no. That is just fast enough, I think. There's not a lot of leeway, though. We saw that those trolls dealt some pretty significant damage here. Luckily, that malicious scroll will block it off for Baldwin's sake, and allow him to finally move freely once more. Okay, there are some things in this row. Oh! That was almost a really convenient warp trap, and that is possibly a really life-saving aid for Baldwin. Septic, using the Mahel Seed, going to just move right fast as he can. That could be a really... The Garuda is less convenient. Ooh, wrong trap on Septic Tank's side. That's not ideal in the slightest, folks. Luckily, it does not last long enough to be a real problem for him, and the elevator is in fact right there. Oh, but that could be a real problem. Luckily, he does have the antidote for that, though that is only going to take effect, and they're down on the sides, folks. Septic held on to it longer, and so it was a higher level, and that can make a real difference. Because, there's nothing else but maybe an A-bomb or a lift. And, oh! Baldwin's path to freedom blocked off. This is unfortunate. Able to use a Holy Bell, going to have to pick which entrance he leaves out of more or less, to hopefully de-aggro the enemies and keep moving forward. That was very nearly very scary, and like, had that pickup gone a little bit worse, I think this run will be over. As it stands, Baldwin getting past this egg, hoping for something that he can use right away. Maybe only for a convenient Garuda. But we will have to find out. And we'll have to find out as time allows. This is our first meanwhile, Septic is in a bad corner. Enemies every which way. And not a whole lot of leeway. Oh, this could be bad, folks. And by could be, I mean, this is bad, folks. I think the Medicinal Herb is about all you can do, and now you're gonna have to... What exactly? Ice Rock is probably the right play, but it could still go real wrong real fast. Just going to have to trust in hit chances. I think that's all there is to this. Oh, I absolutely missed what that egg was on side. I was busy looking at Septic getting out of that situation. I don't think so? Maybe. Sometimes things can get a little bit weird, but I don't think that's what happened. Baldwin getting up one level up and hurrying on to floor 18. I think that, well, frankly, at this point, 6 probably isn't that much better than 5, actually. Like, Baldwin is more or less something of a dead man walking. Is that a different egg than what Baldwin found? Or is that the same? I can't really remember. This is, attention span is the thing. Well, Manawivas are a little bit weird in terms of, like, how they occupy tiles and whatnot, since they can do their morphing and turning into items. Oof, that is a lucky pickup. Every pickup at this point is a lucky pickup, folks. Azure Dreams is, yeah, a perfectly programmed game. And Septic not enjoying these bow trolls. No one enjoys bow trolls, and is just getting brutalized on these pickups. Now, the thing to remember that could have really ruined Septic's day is that in addition to being a perfect, that as part of it being a perfect programmed game, Mahel seeds do take your turn to eat and you don't immediately get a second turn. Septic hatching either the same egg or a different or later, I can't quite recall. Either way, it's hatching at about the same time, or at least hoping to. Interesting that Septic is trying to get a little extra time by way of using that ice rock ball. That is going to be a lot of extra time once that troll comes in. But it's still certainly a way to buy yourself a little something. While you're stuck doing the 1 to 4 heat a turn up to 100 heat, more or less. Baldwin electing to move very cautiously, trying to figure out the hallway shapes. Occasionally they can be a bit deceptive. Something can look like it's going to work out, but not. Something could work out, but look like it's not going to. That's the same egg, it's just a crack. Not something terribly usable out of the box. Baldwin throwing away, or rather not throwing away so much as using one of his last. Yes, it is perfectly programmed with the randomizer. Either way, those collar jack Palumpas don't know what to do when they don't have collars, and it's pretty funny. Baldwin, even though he's very light on resources, doing a very good job of just staying in this game, just holding on it. Using more dodging circumstances, I think, because that is about what he has. Does he still have the last malicious scroll? He might have a last malicious scroll, but if he does, that's all he has. And oof. When you fail to pick up multiple times and like you're down to that last sliver of HP, that is the difference between life and death. That is a scary thing to be picking something up in. I'm not sure I would carry this unicorn with me if I were Baldwin. Like, I think he wants to use it to turn around another unicorn, like so. But I always feel like, I suppose at that amount of HP, right? That he's doomed no matter what if he gets hit. Hello, Shawnee.
Shout out to the construction crews turning off the power without notifying people.
Yeah, that's certainly a thing that's happening, and I'm sorry to hear it.
It's fine. They told us to be working on it, but they gave us notification when. So it's like, that's nice. Anyway, so what I missed?
Alright, so the water tyrants are both dead. They found an egg, it had a kraken in it. Baldwin is running really low. I think this marks like his new only inventory item. I think he has some Mahel seeds, he has that one holy scroll. That's about it, and I don't think Septic is running much more flush. Luckily that block is pretty strong and it'll help him through this floor for a little while yet. That is, I think, the one thing that is not the worst in this situation. And oof, Septic getting hit, that's not going to do it. That's not going to do it. Oh, low roll saves the day.
Yeah, that's pretty risky there.
That is entirely the consequence of a low roll. And was entirely RNG to live or die, and that's always scary.
So check out my window.
Getting back. Got a little bit of an elevator train going. What he must want to see in these circumstances. I think the question now is, well, please, Seed, give him something to work with here.
Was that? But did Septic release the dead Kraken?
Living might have been living, might have been dead. I can't quite recall.
Well, if it was living, the one thing he could have done at least is used it. That's going to be a hit no matter what for Baldwin. Oh, or just pick up the Zoom. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's an amazing pace. Like Baldwin showing
That
exactly.
is what happens when your monster dies to a warp trap on floor 7?
Oh, so
6?
around basically when I cut out there.
Yeah, more or less when you cut out is when it died. Septics ran into the same warp trap but lived because he successfully brainwashed his tyrant.
Oh no.
But no, that was great. That was the part that allowed him to live.
This game is so weird.
Yep, because the warp happened.
Oh yes, because that means because it's no longer an enemy.
It was no longer an enemy. They were friends. Killed out. That did not work out that way on. Yeah, 4:30 in like
25
25 minutes. 25-20. That is insane. That's what happens when you get a really good runner and they have nothing but go fast and hope, and like things work out well enough that they can keep going fast and hoping for a while. Oh, this slow trap isn't ideal. Luckily, it's just full infos right now.
Okay, how do the monsters spawn in this room? Because they always spawn after Beldo. So sometimes it looks really nice right now, but it could be like 5 killers in between as well. Like that.
Yeah, that's mean. Luckily, there is that acid rainbow that could come in handy.
At level 6, probably not. Oh no!
Oh,
The tyrant!
Having its mixture magic unlocked. Luckily, Baldwin is still in the lead. Septic Tank could die before reaching that floor or on that floor.
Yeah, no, this is... Oh, and Septic not paying attention to the angles there. And yeah, the unicorn's up. That is, yeah. The Scorch Shield, well, I think at that point, yeah, but there's 2 tyrants there, but that's just... And this is the difference between the randomizer and vanilla, is like when you unlock the spells of a certain monster, like the worst one to get is Cyclones. Because you find them on floor 3, but they will shoot you for like 30 damage, and they're extremely aggressive. Alright, well, I'm not going to obviously make a mention, because unlike the last time, there isn't a distinctive winner here. But Septic has to make sure... Oh, that's a bad manners unicorn there. Oh, going up blind. Yeah, let's change this over to Septic's. Sad music aside. There we go. Oh. It's a point. Okay, what Septic is doing is amazing. That was really good. Alyssa, are you still there, Lady Demi? Or not? Okay, so apparently technical issues on Lady Demi's side now, so hopefully they don't cut out the power of this one. Because obviously I'm not around if that happens. But yeah, so basically what Septic Tank was doing there is instead of moving, he was actually trying to grab while going around in a circle and seeing if anything was there. Since he had inventory space, he can also pocket things for free. And there we go. He also is able to use the poison ball and actually weaken a block all the way down to the point where 1 damage would win. So that was extremely smart on Septic's side. And we're going to see here the ice ball, and he's going to possibly, yep, to go for a pickup, and hopefully they will target down the, there we go, ice ball. So I do believe that Septic does need to get to floor 32. Cry block a chop in 1, what a statement, yeah. Although this is looking really bad, because yeah, you're probably gonna have to hold you something. If only he would have done that one spot sooner. The holy scroll actually would have covered the entire hallway and would have prevented tofu. That's bad sandite. I like that. It would have prevented the blocks from progressing as well, and he would have got the Viper there as well. So Septic is honestly in a good but bad situation. I don't know what his inventory screen is because I haven't. All right. That could have been a lot worse for Septic. So what's he gonna do here? You need like 15 turns. That's not enough time for that block to get by. But it is nice to finally see someone using the poison ball in a tournament setting. Oh, there we go. Welcome back, Lady Deme. Ah, that's fine. It's the commentators are having tech issues. That's all. I can still hear you though, so that everything's audible wise at least. Ah, I see. Okay. Yeah. So we have Septic going on an elevator train right now. 426. So not only does Septic have to get through everything here, but we saw the spawn that yeah, the two tyrants and it was a dragon, I think, was there. The killer. Okay, then. So even if Septic's yeah, it's actually 2 to the right. I don't know what he's doing. Ah, that's smart. Septic is really playing into the blind there. Yeah. So what he was doing is he was waiting, trying to pick up, waiting, trying to pick up. Mandaras are too heavy to pick up, so therefore you're not going to waste a turn on a failed pickup. There it is. Yeah. Okay, the zoo is leaving. Star glasses. Probably good for the next. So that's not good. Give me 1 sec here.
There goes my regular Discord back in order.
Oh, never mind, never mind.
Join back in a normal way. There we go.
We're getting messages in chat that you're a little bit too quiet to hear.
Yeah, that was a bit of a microphone issue.
Yeah.
Because, phone.
Yeah, I got.
Now all is back in order. My internet came back. All is well.
Likewise, mine about 10 minutes ago. So this is a good commentary run.
Yeah, this is all gone perfectly according to plan.
Mm-hmm. Also, the sheer amount of status effects going on Septic's side.
Wow, I missed. Number one, I miss actually succeeding in getting out of this doom situation. Septic bringing that snowman down to the very bottom of its HP, getting a lot of levels. That's a very clever use of that poison ball. And for his troubles, an acid rain ball.
At level 15, so it's a little bit better than the scenario than...
That's significantly better of a scenario.
Yeah,
We'll see if it's good enough, but it's significantly better.
Yeah, the acid rain ball might save Septic on floor 31. Because the Tyrants might go down to it, so there's a bit possible here that...
The Tyrants are water tyrants, though.
True.
That's a thing to be aware of.
Yeah, so the floor 31 is definitely going to be the situation here, because I don't think Septic has pretty much any more supplies to really do the long game anymore. It has to be like a rush to the end.
Yep, that was true of both of them at this point, more or less. This has not been a generous seed, and particularly not a generous seed for a while.
Well, blame Sand Knight on that one, but...
Yes, that is I'm sure the plan. Let's see if Septic has the same good fortune to get onto that elevator safely as Baldwin did, and he does. So now we're getting closer and closer to the moment of truth.
And I'm pretty sure...
If he uses the acid rain
yeah,
ball,
there you go. This... Be very careful on how you step, but you should be fine. I'm pretty sure there's only a slam trap that hit Baldwin during that time.
Yeah, I think that's the case.
Okay, 431.
This could go okay. We will find out if this will go okay, or if Baldwin wins by being fast.
Oh, it's a difference.
Different spawns, some slightly different monster spawns. That is because they don't spawn until after Veldo. Like, the game's not saving them. So now it's just a matter of that not happening.
Will he get sniped, though? Because that's technically an ice...
Yeah, that's a spell there, and there is that shield.
Nope, it's gonna... Oh my god!
Oh
no!
Everything.
Oh, the tyrant was the end!
That tyrant is the end. Tyranny wins, everybody. Tyranny wins.
Tyrant is MVP.
GG. Tyrant MVP. GG to both runners. Baldwin takes the third. The friendly third. So that was quite the race.
Yep. Let's give him that and done. I know Baldwin doesn't have a microphone, but we'll try to get Septic in for...
I think we accidentally...
I know.
Gave Baldwin. And so either way, there we go. That's all in order. We're good now. We're fine. Either way, let's try and get one of our runners here in.
Before our commentary dies.
Before our commentary dies for the third time. Between the two of us.
Okay. So, yeah, that was a heck of an end of a match there. Yes, I might thank you.
It near rise to the occasion.
Hello! Welcome.
Hello.
All right, so first of all, Baldwin was extremely fast at the tower. And you had about 15 minutes to catch up to floor 31.
He died in the same room.
He died in the same room.
Cell, but with like a different layout of monsters.
The thing is, you had the acid rain ball. Unfortunately for Baldwin,
Baldwin also had the acid rain ball, but he was a much lower level. I think he was like
6 or something.
7?
Yeah, and he tried to use him at Hell's Seed, and he was going to run to the elevator, got sniped by Nearize, and died. Because he had the Scorch Shield on. You had the Scorch Shield on, and you were trying to will it down with the Poison Ball.
Poison, yeah.
And it snipes you with the Scorch Shield on for Nearize, taking you out.
Yep.
Both of you died by the exact same tyrant.
I was like, why didn't it die?
Technically the same.
I forgot that there was water.
Yep.
Yep. It is unfortunate.
It is, but you did win the overall set. Let me get Baldwin's comments here. Baldwin says, thanks to the commentators. Can't wait to watch it back. Still looking for a fireball, though. That is true. The seeds were unfortunately very not generous. Blame Sand Knight, of course. Or Currybot, whichever, not me.
You summoned the Currybot. It's your fault.
Oh, yeah. The thing is, like, so the first game, you won, obviously. The second game you won, and then this was obviously being a friendly third. On all 3 sets, there was no good starting equipment or monster. You had the Napless, you had what's game 2?
Bad.
Oh, I don't want to say that just to take off Sand Knight.
Wasn't bad as these things go.
Yeah, but the metal didn't have its boosted defense as well. Like it was more of a liability. And then you obviously had the Tyrant, which is actually the whole reason both of you died.
Yep.
Because of the unlock spell. Which is a stupid way for it to end, and I love it.
How about those warp traps, though? There were a lot of them. Funnily enough, you hit the exact same one back on floor 6, I think it was. It ended up going very differently, and it was part of why Baldwin picked up that absolutely mad speed.
Oh, did he lose his familiar to the warp trap?
Yep. The bloom that successfully brainwashed your Tyrant did not successfully brainwash Baldwin's Tyrant.
Which then made the difference when you were separated. Also, I lost power here for a little while, so I missed out a good chunk of the actual third match.
For a second.
Yeah, so this is going to be a great commentary to watch back for Baldwin. But anyway, is there anything that you wanted to point out in the matches?
I felt like the Napless was really good to have. Like the early C seed, I felt was really, really nice.
Yeah, that's something that Baldwin actually didn't use, and I think it made a fairly big difference to your face.
Yeah, because you guys were a difference of like 4 or 5 floors in the early set, and the only difference between you two was literally a water Napless and a fire Napless.
I don't know if I would have made the same decision if I didn't already have a stream wand. But yeah, I felt like I didn't really want fire Napless either on the water floors, so I just went ahead and made the conversion.
And we're just
that second seed though with block, like
not good.
Especially that he started in his normal wind. I was really worried about the early floors. They went alright, but block overall didn't just sustain through the middle floors, so
yeah. And you knocked out Baldwin. There goes my dog. Wonderful. Everything just has to happen today. Anyway, Obi confirmed. Yes, thank you, Obi.
That was an excellent report, Obi.
Yes, thank you. Anyway, I was going to say is during the tournament bracket, you've now moved on, and your next opponent will be the winner of Chai and Revan. So have fun.
Yep.
And then Pule will be waiting for whoever wins between you.
Will be waiting first.
Yeah.
For whoever wins between you and the winner of Chai versus Revan.
Yeah, and then Pule is sitting up there, and that we need to dethrone Pule. Just saying.
We wish you the best of luck. Those
Yes.
are, of course, impartial judges. It's still, we want to see some great matches coming up.
Actually, I also meant to ask, what was your, what monster would you ideally want to see as a lead?
What monster would I want to see ideally as a...
Like the, instead of Queenie kind of thing.
Oh, in place of Queenie? That's hard. Like, honestly, I think Kid is probably the strongest to go with.
That is a pretty fun one, yeah.
Especially
then
since
again,
you can fit coins. Yeah, well, yeah, Garuda's Garuda. Well, the thing is, you did great. Yes, I know.
Others did really great. This is a GG. This is a good game all around. A couple of really rough sets that you both managed to do pretty great in.
Yeah, because let me scroll back in the chat. Someone mentioned the pace. Yeah, Baldwin was on floor 28 in 25 minutes, and 25 and 23.
25.
Yeah, so like
Early on as well.
It was an obscene match. Baldwin, you do not suck when you watch this back. The tower just hates you. There's a difference. Because he actually named his character I Suck for the third match. So... No, you don't. This just says that when you watch this back, no, you did absolutely amazingly for what you were dealt. And unfortunately, you were dealt very bad hands by the seeds.
Yep.
So, still looking for that fireball.
So I think that just about covers it. Unless there's anything else to say. I would like to thank Sean, particularly for holding down the fort when I lost internet for a second.
Likewise.
Thank you for the folks at SpeedGaming for helping set us up. Be sure to check out everything and everyone.
Yeah, we posted the links in chat. Again, our Discord is open to anyone. If you're fans of the game, if you want to be notified of the tournament matches, or if you want to learn the game as well. Like if you want to learn how to speedrun it, we have tons of resources available for a lot of different people. And even if you want to learn how to play the game better casually, it can still help you. So, but thank you, Septic, for the wonderful match. Thank you, Baldwin, as well, when you watch this back, or you're watching right now, for the wonderful matches. And yeah, I think that's it for me. So,
yep, I think that's just about everything. So I hope to see you all next time.
Yep. And that's tomorrow. Tomorrow's the next match. At what time? 1 p.m. Eastern. So,
yep. Best of luck to everyone involved.
All right, bye-bye.
See you later.